The main thing to remember when you're hunting with a dog, as far as I'm concerned, is that you don't handle the dog handles you. The dog is really the boss because he's your minesweeper, so to speak. He's the one who's going to be sniffing the ground and doing all the work. So in all my bird hunting years, the way I look at it is it's up to us to follow the dog because he's the one who knows what's going on. Now, if I see a specific piece of cover that I think looks real birdy, and if the dog is heading to a far piece, I will control him with hand signals and whistles. But for the most part, if you want to kill a bird, take advantage of this stuff right here. And this old boy here I've had for 12 years. This is Paco the Wonder Dog. You may have heard about him. And if there's a bird out here, as I have a funny feeling there may be, then he'll show you where he is. So as he veers out to the right, you make a sweep to the right. If he's going left, you anticipate his moves. And he'll keep you fed in wild bird grits. All right, Pac.
Well, Ted Zach is almost 15 years old. He's the future of hunting and fishing, along with a lot of other parents who have kids this age.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us are kind of not disappointed maybe in our kids, but you know, they just don't take to hunting and fishing when they're 15. Like they would like them.
I know my dad exposed me to the outdoors when I was just about 6 or 7 years old. I was brought up in New Detroit in Redford Township, and I had the Rouge River next door. So I was able to sneak down and get me a few rats on occasion and see the squirrels, you know, and take my slingshot down there. But my real enthusiasm for the sport came after I had put a lot of time in on the road. And I remember the days back in my youth, my parents would take me up to Gladwin, and we'd go on the Tittabawassee there for whitetails. Kind of a casual event. We'd just take the bow and arrows and roam the woods. And after I'd spent a number of years on the road, and the insanity levels were at an all-time high, and I was digging it, but there was a natural inclination to escape to some degree. And instead of going the route that so many people go to escape and try to pretend that there's alternatives to their lifestyle, I got lucky and chose to throw a tent in the back of a rent-a-car and borrow my dad's rifle and head up north and do a little deer hunting.
Right on it.
Certainly there's a main pulse of the entertainment industry revolves around the big pose, shall we say. People got to have the current pose rituals at hand to be with the in crowd, and if it happens to be cocaine or dope at the time, you got to have your share so that you look good in the eyes of the others. But to that, I can't say what I'd say to that on TV, but I just paid no attention to that. Never did and never will, because I just chose a path in my life that would help me experience the things at my disposal, the friendships I accumulated over the years, and the music that I play can be better appreciated when you got a good sleep and a steak in your gut and you're ready to rock. I mean, that's the way I like to rock and roll. I don't know and I don't care about what everybody else does. I just know what I've learned, not through what I hear or what somebody tells me, but what I do. I never did none of them drugs. I drank a little bit in high school, but I just decided that I wanted to keep my senses aware. I wanted to pursue a style of life that enhanced my enjoyment, because I'm here to have a kick, you know what I mean? I'm here to have a good time. That's what I think rock and roll is about. Rock and roll to me is about having a good time. And next to a good bird dog and a 20 gauge and the woodcock cover, I think it's damn good, you know. He's acting real birdie. There you go. Alright, there's one left of the group. Ho! Ho!
Well, Zach, what do you think of this? I introduced you here to Ted Nugent, and of all things, we're talking about hunting and fishing.
Read it and weep, Zach.
Yeah. What are your friends going to say back at school? I mean, is hunting and fishing cool? I've never really talked to you about that.
Well, there are people at school that, really doesn't make any difference either way to them, but there's people that like to hunt and fish.
But don't you have a lot of the girls and a lot of kids say, hunting, that's really tacky, that's gross, taxidermy is sick?
They used to do that, but they don't do that much anymore.
That's a bad
It's-
case of
it's-
uneducation on the subject, you know.
Take him, Zach. Go, Zach. Oh, I can't believe that shooting, Nugent.
Well, I'm only a backup.
Did you get that, OJ?
Oops, oh.
Let's dog them in now.
I think I had it lined up too.
And I think mostly on the part of many people that are grossly uneducated on the biologically sound pursuit of hunting. They find that it's, shall you say, tacky. They find that it's cool to criticize it. But if you get them out there and get them a first-hand experience at it, they'll jump on it because it's a kick.
What do you think about that, Zach? What do you think about hunting? You're here with the hat on and the gun in your hand and the pheasant.
It's pretty exciting.
Is it?
It's a kick when they're
Yeah.
getting ready to go up, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. What do you think your friends are going to say? Would you have thought that, Zach, that Ted Nugent,
Well,
such a hunter?
I knew he was somewhat of a hunter, but I wasn't aware of this much.
And also, when he was coming at you like that, you should have just backed up, watched him, taken your safety off, and then if you really know your gun, you'll know what your pattern is at given yardage after a lot of experience. Then when you know that bird's in the pattern range because he was pushed by the dog, you let him go back beyond you. Then you mount your gun.
I
Was that-
fumbling around.
Yeah,
trying to
what
get
was
back.
this? Hold on, let's hear the experience.
I was
Huh?
I was fumbling around trying to pull the hammer
It's a
back.
Yeah.
it's a famous malady. It's called
Yeah.
shimmy shimmy cocoa pop when I should have non-stop boogie bop.
Is that what
That's what
called?
happens. It's an old Remington lick.
Yeah. Well, we got another bird out there that we ought to go
Sure.
after.
I don't think you want this on film, but kill this.